Hi, Leather Rokk here. Today I got something to show you. I have a special look that I did using the brand new Aurora Lights palette from B&H Cosmetics, and I'm going to give you a good close-up look of this since it might be the only time that both eyes match. Now this is with the colors that I used applied dry. So this is actually probably a more subtle version of the look that you could get. But since I realize that not everybody likes a really bright, dramatic, vivid look like I prefer, I figured that I would show a more muted version of it. And if you just apply the colors wet, they will become more vivid. But this is still not what I would call the natural look by any stretch of the imagination, but for me it's understated. So let's get to it. Now I have my trusty coconut oil, and this time it's been sitting out for a couple of hours, so it's actually a lot of it is liquid. So put some in my hand and get to work. And let's hope I don't screw up my eyebrow this time, because it really bugs me every time I look at that one video that shows like a tail on one eyebrow that's longer than the other. And I do apologize if the hooligans start hooting and hollering. There's not much I can do if they're making noise outside. Now I'm going to look, this little mirror here, which is from a makeup compact from a company called English Ideas. I don't know if they're even still in business, but after I used up the compact, I kept the mirror because it's really handy. Okay, now this is the foundation I wore today, CoverGirl's Smoothers. And I used the lightest color I could find, which is called Classic Ivory. And this is still too dark. As you can see, it's obviously darker than my hand. But I want to use it up since I'm not made of money, and I like my other foundations better. So since this is the summertime, when theoretically most people's skins are at their darkest, and of course I don't allow myself to tan even if I could, because sun tanning is sun damage and nobody wants that. Or at least I don't think you should want that. If you're smart, you don't want that. Okay, now first thing I did, I know some people like to start off with a flesh colored powder. And the reason why makeup artists do that is so that when they apply the colors, they aren't too intense. But of course the problem with that is they have to blend and blend and blend and blend and blend. So I kind of think I've been right all along by not having the undercoat and not having to do a lot of blending. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off with the silver color. Here are the colors in this palette. All the colors are named, and I'm going to give you a close-up of the palette again. We're going to use the color that they call flashing, and I'm dipping it using a C brush. This I believe is from ELF, E-L-F, and I am going to go over the crease area, kind of from the crease to almost the brow bone, kind of lightly. I'm going to do it again, just kind of lightly. I'm not going all the way down here, I'm just going in the middle of the eyebrow, just to give it a little bit of shine and a little bit of the silveriness. Okay, then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do the actual crease color. And actually now this is my YouTube notebook. I actually have everything written up on this first, so if I'm looking down, that's what I'm looking at. Okay, the crease color is going to be a color called Borealis, which is the dark purple in this. And see, yes, this is the brush I'm using. This, I don't know, this is a V-I-V-A-C-E, Vivace or Vivace brush. And I want to get some good coverage on this brush. Now I'm sweeping pretty much where I did the silver, except I'm not going anywhere near the brow bone, and I'm not going down at the bottom of the lid. I'm just kind of doing it in the middle. Okay, I'm only going to do this much. If I need to go over it to make it more intense later, I will. But for now, I'm doing that. Now, I'm going to apply this beautiful bright color here that's called Vibrant, which is kind of like a fuchsia color. I love these shadows so much. I'm just touching the tip of this brush on the edge, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a skinny line, as fine a line as possible, just on the bottom of the crease area. Because I still want to have some blank eyelid. See, I'm able to get some looks that you don't need to cut a crease to do. See, just a thin line of that. Now, for the remaining of the lid, I'm going to use this color on the far left here. It's called Magical. And let's see, where's the brush I use? I think that was this. Yes. This brush here. I'll give you a look at the brush. And this is a brush I got from ELF, E-L-F. Oh, wrong thing. Alright, and this I'm sweeping on the lid. When you do the sweeping on the lowest part of the lid, you want to be careful not to get it down there. It'll probably happen anyway, but. And for this, I'm patting it on. That helps to make it less likely that you get crumblies underneath. Do a little bit more. You know what? I don't think I see the Vibrant enough. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back over where I put that. And again, I'm going to put the line just at the bottom of the crease. Okay. Now, I'm going to put an eyeliner on very, very thin. And for that, I'm using the Telescopic Waterproof by L'Oreal, which, by the way, is not waterproof on me. And I don't use this too much because it smears like crazy. But the one thing that I like about this eyeliner, and the reason why I'm using it for this, is because this allows for a very, very, very thin line. And you want a thin line on this with this look because a thicker line would obscure all the different colors on the eyelid. And I hope you see this in a frame. Very close to the lash line. Very light strokes, because with this eyeliner, the harder you press, the thicker the line is, and we don't want a thick line with this. Alright, now before I do the lower line, there's one other color, actually two other colors that I'm going to be applying. I am going to do a light line of this Borealis, but I'm using a really fine brush that I often use as an eyeliner. I'm putting it into the Borealis, which is the darkest purple in this palette, and I'm running it just under the lower lash line. It might not even show up too much. If it doesn't seem to show up too much, don't worry about it, because I'm going to go over this with that liquid eyeliner, but again, very lightly. Oh yeah, with this stuff, with this particular eyeliner, it has a ball in it for mixing, and it is a good idea to make sure it's mixed. That might make it more waterproof for you, even though it doesn't seem to be waterproof for me. Okay. And there's a slight wing. So do they look like they're starting to match? Alright, now for my mascara, I'm using the Supersizer Fibers by CoverGirl. And this has a really nice, it has combs instead of brushes. Now this is supposed to have fibers, but I don't feel that the fibers are making my lashes any longer. So I can't say that this mascara impresses me. Now this is not a waterproof mascara. They do have a waterproof version, but it was like $1 more and I didn't want to spring for it. Because sometimes the waterproof version of something ends up being too thick. But then again, if you want a waterproof mascara, you really should go for it. But I couldn't see using a waterproof mascara today since I didn't do anything where I needed waterproof. And not using a waterproof mascara means it's going to be much faster when you're ready to take off your mascara, your makeup, you know. Alrighty, now there's one more color to the eyelid, and that is going to be the brow bone color. And for the brow bone, I'm using this adorable little brush here that's actually was a B&H Cosmetics mini brush set that I got 3 orders ago. And we're going to use the lightest pink in this palette. The color is called Kaleidoscope. And this is a brush that's really good for depositing color. It's not really a blending brush. You could also use this for concealer if you wanted. Now I am just sweeping up. Now you always want to be careful if you have any kind of makeup on your eyebrows. Always want to be careful not to mix it in with the color or else you'll streak your face. How do I know? I've done it. Make sure do they look even to you? Now, for the rest of my face, I'll show you what I used. For my contour, this is my favorite contour. This is CoverGirl Professional Eye Enhancers, and the color is called Jammin' Improvisation. It is a matte, dark, muted, plummy purple shade. It's cool, and if you have a cool skin tone, you really do want a cool contour, because if you use a warm contour, it's just going to look muddy. I'm not going to reapply it because it's already on, but I just pretty much did a slash only about this far. If you go too long, it brings your face down and it acts like gravity. If you keep the contour only here, then it's almost like giving yourself a facelift. So it actually is supposed to be a youth enhancing thing. I didn't blend too much with that. I did a little bit, but not too much, because sometimes people blend it and then it ends up just looking like you have a bruise. Now, for my highlighter, I whipped out the B&H Cosmetics Blacklight Highlight Palette that I really love so much. And now, of course, I have a backup copy. And I'm using the blue shade. And, you know, I forgot that all these colors actually have names too. But because I have makeup on them, it obscured them until I cleaned it off. I didn't realize. So the blue shade in this is called Queen, but not spelled normally. They spell it Kween. Why they have to get cutesy like that, I don't know. I just tapped it like this, and I did a line like this, and a line like this. I also did some right on the Cupid's bow, and right under here, and I did a line here. I did not do the tip of the nose because with my shaped nose, I don't have a point at the end. My nose is kind of bulbous on top, and if I were to do the highlighter on here, it would just make my nose look distorted and not attractive, and I don't want that. See, so it just goes to show that contouring is not one size fits all. Depending on your face shape, depending on your cultural background, is probably how you're going to want to do the highlighting and the contouring. And some people will totally distort their features, and I don't think you want to do that. Here, here. Okay. Now, you've probably never seen the lipstick before. This is from Rimmel, and see, I think I have oil in my eye. The color is called Kiss, but the actual brand, the actual kind of lipstick, I can't tell you except it's Rimmel. And okay, so wasn't that easy? And again, I didn't really have to do any blending to get this look. I didn't have to wet the brushes. And this is only one of many looks that you can get from B&H Cosmetics Aurora Lights palette. I don't know if this is my favorite palette or if the Take Me Back to Brazil palette might be my favorite, but I just think it's awesome. And if you like bright colors, you might like it too. Okay, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you like me and my content, I'd love to have you subscribe. Hit the bell and you'll never miss a thing. I post 3 times a week, and I'd love to have you join my family. My family with you can't be any crazier than the family that is my blood family. So, love to have you along for the ride. Talk to you soon. Bye.